What is up everyone, it is Sacred Saiyan here, welcoming you to the first episode of the series, What If Naruto Had the Rinnegan. Today is my first ever regular Naruto What If, and it is a collaboration with my good friend GoGoGoten. So if you want to watch part 2, it will be on his channel, and there will be a link to that in the description of the video. And if you end up liking today's video, then please consider subscribing. It is free, and you can always unsubscribe later. There's a link in the description of the video to join my Discord server, and also to become a channel member if you want to support the channel. I have another channel where I post Star Wars What If, and I also have a channel where I post gaming videos as well, so if you want to check them out in the description of the video, then you can. And with all of that out of the way, let's get into the first episode of What If Naruto Had the Rinnegan. Now, I know that this idea sounds incredibly far-fetched, but when you think about it, it really isn't. All you have to do is change one single thing about Naruto's character. If you have watched the Naruto series, then you will know that in canon, Naruto is the reincarnation of the son of the Sage of the Sixth Path, known as Asura. However, in this What If, there's just going to be a slight change. Instead of being the reincarnation of the son of the Sage of the Sixth Paths, we are instead going to make him the reincarnation of the Sage of the Six Paths, and this most minor change will make the most significant difference. This video begins at the moment of Naruto's birth. Kushina is holding her baby son, and Minato looks at him and is shocked as he sees his purple spiral eyes. He's only heard of 2 people ever having those eyes, the Sage of the Sixth Path and a former student of his master Jiraiya. The medical ninja then begins to take Naruto away, and Minato is about to put the seal back on Kushina, but a masked man then takes Naruto hostage in order to prevent this. However, when the masked man looks down at Naruto and sees his eyes, he is quickly surprised. These can't be the eyes of Madara, as those were already implanted in another child. How could this be? The man with the mask ignores this for now, throwing Naruto into the sky as he jumps up and is about to stab him with a kunai, but Minato saves his son, and from this point forward, things remain the same, up until after the fated demise of Kushina and Minato. After their deaths, the village has mixed feelings about Naruto. For those who know of the immense power of the Rinnegan, some fear Naruto more than in canon, as he possesses both the Nine Tails and the Rinnegan. However, others instead of fearing Naruto, actually respect him and admire him. He could very well be the reincarnation of the Sage of the Six Paths, and that is something to be admired. One of the people who feared Naruto's power was Danzo, and he would try to plot to steal the Rinnegan for himself. However, the third Hokage would have expected this, and made it clear that if anyone even attempted to steal Naruto's eyes, he wouldn't hesitate to kill them. So yeah, that's why nobody steals his eyes from him. Once Naruto is finally old enough to join the academy, he quickly becomes popular among the students. With the Rinnegan, he is able to copy any ability they are being taught almost instantly, making his popularity rival even Sasuke. So while half of the class crushes on Sasuke, the other crushes on Naruto. And when the two do a sparring match as a part of a lesson, both sides of the class cheer them on. But since Sasuke hasn't even got his Sharingan yet, he is far outclassed by Naruto, which greatly upsets Sasuke's side of the class. But even though Naruto does far outclass Sasuke, they do have some sort of friendly rivalry. They are the only people in their class that each other actually respect, and once Sasuke's clan is massacred, and Sasuke keeps to himself, Naruto is the only one who he seems to talk to. A lot of time passes, as we head to the graduation exam for the students to become genin. Naruto passes with no difficulty, but afterwards, he overhears Mizuki talking to a student about a secret way to pass the exam, and Naruto thinks something is a bit fishy, so he follows the student to the Hokage's office. And once the student is about to leave the office with the scroll of forbidden jutsu, Naruto says that he isn't really all that smart, but even he knows that Mizuki is full of crap. There's no secret way to pass, that doesn't make any sense. Naruto tells him to give him the scroll, and after they do so, Naruto heads to the spot where Mizuki and the kid were supposed to meet. But Iruka is the first one to find Naruto, and Iruka is confused, as Mizuki told them that another kid stole the scroll. Naruto explains the situation to Iruka, and Iruka quickly understands that Mizuki was planning to betray the village and steal the scroll for himself. But after this discovery, Iruka feels a sharp pain in his back, as Mizuki stands on top of a tree branch after throwing a giant shuriken in Iruka's back. Naruto sees this, and he begins to hold his head as his anger becomes out of control. Much like Nagato when his parents died, Naruto is letting his anger get the best of him, and for the first time, he uses an ability of the Rinnegan in his rage. Naruto pushes Iruka to the side, then using Almighty Pull on Mizuki, which brings the Chunin flying towards him, before using an almighty push, which sends him crashing through multiple trees. Naruto would then create thousands of shadow clones, which he learned how to do from the scroll, while he's waiting for Mizuki to arrive, and they all rush towards Mizuki, as they all use Almighty Pull on him, bringing him towards them, before they all push him once again. This time, Mizuki being sent flying at a much further distance than before. Mizuki has multiple broken bones, but Naruto is still in his blacked out rage, and as he is about to attack Mizuki once again, he falls to the ground, unconscious, and a short time later, he wakes up to Iruka standing over him, making sure he's okay, and Naruto has no memory of the events which just transpired. Iruka deciding to not tell Naruto, and the third Hokage who saw this all take place on his orb chose not to either. It would bring nothing but trouble. Some time passes. Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke are all waiting for their new sensei to arrive, and Naruto sets up a prank for their new sensei because he's taking so long, but both Sakura and Sasuke find this childish. Though Sasuke can't help but be slightly amused by it. They continue to wait for their new sensei, and Sakura begins to daydream as she thinks she is so lucky. She's with the two most popular boys in her school. She has to get with at least one of them. Preferably Sasuke, but she wouldn't mind being with Naruto either. Naruto here does still have his crush on Sakura liking canon, however certainly not to the same extent as normal, since he has had a lot of girls liking him, so even if Sakura says no to him, Naruto thinks he has plenty of other options. Kakashi finally arrives, falling for Naruto's prank, but being unfazed, and telling his new squad to meet him on the roof. After they do so, Kakashi introduces himself, noticing Naruto's Rinnegan, but he ignores this for now, then asking the three what they like, what they dislike, and what their goals are. Sakura starts first, being her sin-past self, and basically answering every question by looking at Sasuke, other than her dislikes, which are people who get in the way of her love for Sasuke, and Naruto is the next person to answer, but this time, his answers are a bit different. He likes his friends and Ichiraku ramen. He dislikes anyone who tries to hurt his friends, and his goal is to learn more about his dojutsu, learn all of the abilities it possesses, and control them. Not only that, but he wants to use that power to become the Hokage. Sasuke is lost, and his answer this time is slightly different. His likes and dislikes are the same, but for his goal, it is still to restore the Uchiha clan and kill a certain person, but he also wants to surpass another certain person. Kakashi noticing Sasuke glance over at Naruto as he says this. Kakashi keeps all of this in mind, and he tells his new squad to meet him tomorrow, and to make sure they don't eat any food beforehand. And confused but slightly worried, they all decide to listen. So a day later, all of Squad 7 arrive, as they begin to wait for Kakashi. And this is where we're going to end off the first part.
Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke are all waiting for Kakashi to arrive for their ninja test. A few hours pass, and there is still no sign of Kakashi. They are starving, until he suddenly appears in front of them, saying, "Yo, sorry, I'm late." The members of Team 7 are furious with their new teacher, trying to hold their emotions back with Naruto being on the brink of tears. Kakashi then tells Team 7 that the reason for him telling them they cannot have anything to eat is so that they are hungry. He also tells them that they can only have lunch if they get the bells off him, and if they don't get the bells off him, they will be sent back to the academy. So, the training starts and they all get into their tactical positions, with Kakashi reading Make Out Paradise. And unlike in canon, Naruto is more careful about this instead of charging in. He hides in a bush waiting for the perfect opportunity to attack. Half an hour passes and Naruto soon realises something. No matter where Kakashi is, whether he is in his own reach of vision or behind a tree somewhere, Naruto can always see him, or at least sense him sort of. He does not know what this power is, but he could use it towards his advantage. He throws shurikens towards Kakashi, catching him off guard, but they were easily dodged. That wasn't Naruto's game plan though. He summons hundreds of shadow clones, finding the jutsu easier to use due to his Rinnegan, and calls for Sasuke and Sakura to help him to attack, as not all of them will be able to pass, but at least 2 of them can achieve their dreams. And if you're thinking this is unlike Naruto, remember this is a different version of him, who has not learned to underestimate his opponents, and is not as cocky as in canon. So they all charge towards Kakashi, with Sasuke blowing a fireball jutsu, which is avoided by Kakashi, jumping into the air. Then Sakura throws shurikens at Kakashi, which Kakashi has to use substitution jutsu to switch with a log on a tree. Little did Kakashi know, Naruto had somehow subconsciously used the Rinnegan to read his chakra and found out where he was going to be. Naruto's shadow clones head over in that direction to distract Kakashi while Team 7 gathered to land one last team attack. They've done it. They've got the 2 bells. But wait, that isn't the 2 bells. The whole time, for the last attack, they had been attacking a log with coins on it. Suddenly, Kakashi appears behind them, saying, "Well done, you have passed the test. Teamwork was the only thing I was looking for, and you guys showed me a great example of that." And from there on out, things go like in canon up until Team 7's first mission. Naruto and the rest of the crew were leaving the Leaf Village like in canon, making their way towards the land of the waves, when all of a sudden, they were attacked by rogue ninjas. At this moment, Kakashi realised that Tizuna had lied, and this wasn't a low-class mission. Team 7 deal with the ninjas pretty quickly and continue on to the land of the waves, with Kakashi asking Tizuna his true purpose of hiring them. When they finally arrive at the land of waves, they start walking down a path through a forest to the house they were staying at, when all of a sudden a sword comes flying in their direction. Naruto shouts for everyone to duck, as this time around he sees the sword slightly before Kakashi, due to the sensing abilities of his Rinnegan. The sword embedded itself into a tree, as when Team 7 look up, they see the demon of the hidden mist himself standing there. Zabuza has arrived. This time around, instead of Kakashi revealing the fact that he had the Sharingan to the team, he decides he wants to see how developed Naruto's Rinnegan is, and tells him to attack, as this would be the perfect opportunity to test how developed it is. So Naruto charges in at Zabuza, creating a few shadow clones to act as distractions. As Naruto gets closer, Zabuza spots the Rinnegan in his eyes, getting himself worried. He uses the hiding in mist technique to obstruct Naruto's vision. And for those of you that don't fully know how the Rinnegan work, it cannot see through obstructions such as smoke and mist. But this still isn't enough to stop Naruto. He uses an ability he somehow has from his Rinnegan to copy Zabuza's jutsu, also allowing him to fade through the mist as well. This worries Zabuza greatly. Kakashi looks at Naruto, figuring out he can use the subconscious abilities of the Rinnegan really well, but anything else, he's not so good at. Of course, Kakashi has only heard of the rumours, but there should be more abilities than that, right? As Naruto is out of tricks, he tries one more thing. He saw Sasuke do this in training before, as he throws hand signs, puts his hand in front of his mouth, and shouts, "Fire Ball Jutsu." But before the jutsu reaches Zabuza, he is impaled by throwing needles and captured by an Anbu member. And that's where I'm going to be leaving this part off.
Since Kakashi hasn't yet fought against Zabuza, this means he isn't injured like his canon self due to overuse of the Sharingan, or injuries he sustained from Zabuza. But this won't change Kakashi wanting to teach his Genin squad better chakra control. Kakashi has Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke do the tree climbing training, just like in canon. And Sakura is still the first one to complete the task, but in this version of events, Naruto is able to do it straight after. The reason Naruto had a problem with chakra control in canon was due to Kurama tampering with Naruto's chakra, but in this timeline, Kurama doesn't do this, for a reason which will later be explained. Sasuke would take longer than both Naruto and Sakura to manage to walk up the tree, but due to his drive to not fall behind Naruto, who has already completed the task, Sasuke is able to complete the task eventually. However, this time, it takes slightly longer than in canon, due to the fact that Sasuke's mind was distracted the entire time, and he was angry since he felt like he already fell behind. This means when Team 7 go to the under construction bridge, Sasuke is the one left behind, instead of Naruto, as Kakashi believes that Sasuke would be tired, and he wanted to let him sleep, meaning Sasuke is the one who saves Tazuno's daughter and grandson from being kidnapped, before Sasuke then begins to head to the bridge. On the bridge, we see Kakashi fighting against Zabuza for the first time in this timeline, while Naruto faces off against Haku, and Sakura is sticking with Tazuna. When Sasuke arrives, he sees Naruto struggling for the first time ever, as even the Rinnegan doesn't have the ability to copy other Kekkei Genkai, and Haku's Ice Mirror ability is difficult for Naruto to counter. Naruto is able to track Haku's movements, much like Sasuke was able to after he awakened the Sharingan in canon. However, Naruto is able to do it to a much greater extent, And even though Naruto is able to dodge the majority of Haku's attacks, he doesn't really have many chances to counter. But when he is able to counter, the power behind his attacks are devastating to Haku. Sasuke now has to decide if he should help Naruto or Kakashi, deciding that Kakashi can probably handle himself, so he goes to help Naruto, and instead of jumping inside the wall of mirrors like Naruto did in canon, Sasuke decides to attack Haku from the outside, and with the combined efforts of both Naruto and Sasuke, Haku is defeated, and begs for the pair to kill him, as if he can't protect Zabuza, then he has no meaning in life. Naruto and Sasuke both have a look of confusion and sadness on their faces because of this. But as they finally agree and are about to kill Haku, Haku sees Kakashi is about to kill Zabuza, and Haku appears in the way of Kakashi's attack, dying in Zabuza's place. Naruto then gives his speech to Zabuza after this, making Zabuza have a change of heart, and after Gato and his men arrive, Zabuza mows through Gato along with some of his men, while the rest of his men run away in fear, and after all of this, Zabuza then dies next to the body of Haku, wishing that he would go to the same place Haku went, but doubts he will though Kakashi says that he is sure that they will see each other again. Some time passes. The bridge is finally finished being built, and is named the Demon Mist Bridge, in memory of the events which transpired for the bridge to be built. And since Team 7's mission is finally over, they head back to the Hidden Leaf Village. And we now move on to the next arc, which covers the events of the Chunin exams. Team 7 still all agreed to participate in the Chunin exams, and we head to that. Events are already beginning to change in the first portion of the exams. This is the written portion of the Chunin exams, which shows off all of the students' skills which they use to copy other people, and here, Naruto and Sasuke almost trade positions. Naruto uses the Rinnegan to copy the hand movements of Sakura, since he knows she is smart, but Sasuke isn't able to do this in this version of events, since he hasn't awakened his Sharingan yet, so he has to actually try and figure out the answers for himself. Which, even though Sasuke isn't dumb like canon Naruto, these questions were even stated by Sakura to be difficult, so Sasuke would find them very hard to answer. But luckily, he doesn't actually need to get any of them correct, since Team 7 all still decide to do the 10th question, which means they automatically pass, and head to the Forest of Death, where yet again, things will change from the canon events. The main change occurring once Orochimaru arrives. Orochimaru stares Team 7 down, seeing the Rinnegan in Naruto, and since he failed to take the Rinnegan from Pain, he thinks now is finally his chance, so he rushes towards Naruto, reaching his hand out in order to grab his eyes. But in fear, Naruto outstretches his hand and shouts for Orochimaru to stay away! And Naruto accidentally uses the almighty push on Orochimaru here, mimicking what Pain did to Orochimaru, and Orochimaru is sent crashing into a tree, being surprisingly hurt, and Orochimaru decides to change his plan. Originally, he wanted to give Sasuke the curse mark in order to eventually take over his body and use Sasuke's Sharingan, but now, he decides he will give Naruto the curse mark instead. But while he is having this thought, Naruto is looking at his hands, questioning what he just did. Did he finally access one of the Rinnegan's abilities? Maybe now, he will be able to use more as well. Sasuke and Sakura are both just standing there, paralysed in fear by the mere aura Orochimaru gives out. But they are also shocked at the power Naruto just displayed. They both really feel outclassed. Orochimaru then rushes towards Naruto once again, Naruto using the almighty push once again. Orochimaru uses substitution jutsu in order to evade the attack and jump into the air. Orochimaru then extending his neck, and he is able to bite Naruto's neck, and the curse mark is placed on Naruto. Naruto then falling unconscious, and Orochimaru smirks, licking his lips as he slowly walks towards Naruto. Sasuke begins to feel his eyes burn. Naruto, his only real friend, is seemingly about to be killed, and he is just standing there watching it happen. This pushes Sasuke to finally awaken his Sharingan, and he then dashes towards Orochimaru and attempts to slash him with his kunai, Orochimaru dodging the kunai with ease, and his battle with Sasuke then begins, being similar to how it was in canon, but the difference is, instead of putting a curse mark on Sasuke at the end of the fight, Orochimaru simply leaves, and from there on, the rest of the Forest of Death part of the exam remains the same, but Naruto in his curse mark mode replaces Sasuke in it. From here, we now head to the preliminary matches. Naruto and Sasuke swapping places, so while Naruto faces a ninja who can absorb chakra, Sasuke faces Kiba, And while Naruto is not allowed to use chakra in order to not awaken the curse mark, he uses some of Rock Lee's taijutsu, which he copied from Lee. As before the Chunin exams began, Lee still challenged Sasuke to a battle, and since Sasuke didn't have his Sharingan, it was even more of a stomp. And when Naruto fought against Lee, they were actually evenly matched in taijutsu. Naruto obviously not knowing Lee had weights on, and might guy stopped their fight before Lee got the chance to go serious. Nevertheless, Naruto used Rock Lee's moves in order to display that he can do whatever Lee can, and after Naruto wins his fight, Kakashi begins to do a seal on the curse mark, and the other fights from there on remain the same, up until Sasuke vs Kiba. Here, Kiba is clearly outmatched. Sasuke wants to get used to a Sharingan, and Kiba is the perfect punching bag for him to do so. And as you may guess, Sasuke wins their battle with clear ease. After all of the battles are finished, everyone who made it to the finals of the Chunin exams in canon still make it in this version of events, and after the date of the finals is announced, everyone goes off and begins their own different kinds of training. But I think this is where I will end off this part. Like usual, Sasuke would train under Kakashi, since Kakashi is the only one who can teach him how to use his Sharingan, and while this happens, Naruto would do his training with Jiraiya. However, after mastering the summoning jutsu near instantly, Jiraiya would then show Naruto the Rasengan, but just like the summoning jutsu, Naruto masters the Rasengan near instantly as well. This impresses Jiraiya immensely. Naruto's Rinnegan seems to be even more powerful than Nagato's. This kid might be the actual child of prophecy. Naruto would ask what's next, and Jiraiya isn't really sure. He could teach him the massive Rasengan, but he could probably learn that by himself. Jiraiya would then see the seal on Naruto's stomach, and he gets an idea. He could try to control the Nine Tails chakra. Naruto is confused, but Jiraiya would teach Naruto how to meditate, and once Naruto would do this successfully, he would see himself in a dark area inside of his mind. He would then see the Nine Tails behind a cage. Kurama would see Naruto and smirk. There's no doubt, he really is a reincarnation of Hagoromo. Naruto would be confused, but Kurama would explain the story of the Sage of the Six Paths, and after that, telling Naruto that he believes he is the reincarnation. Naruto would say, "That's awesome," and Kurama would slightly chuckle, saying he agrees. He's been watching Naruto's life this whole time, and he has certainly got potential. He may even be able to become stronger than Hagoromo himself. Naruto would ask if that means he can use his chakra, and Kurama says sure, putting his arm through the cage, and he fist bumps Naruto, the pair smiling, as a new friendship is made. And once Jiraiya hears of this, he gives Naruto the key to undo the seal, and Naruto goes to unleash Kurama, but is stopped by Minato. Kurama and Naruto would then tell Minato the situation, and after Minato analyzes everything, it doesn't seem like Kurama is trying to trick Naruto, so he will let Naruto remove the seal, but he first tells Naruto and Kurama about the masked man. Kurama getting aggravated as he remembers how they controlled him, and Minato says he is sure with the power of the Rinnegan and the Nine Tails combined, there will be more than enough to take him on, at least once they have mastered all of their abilities. Minato is then about to disappear, but Kushina appears before he does, and Minato is able to see his wife and son interact. Kushina and Minato would then disappear together, and Naruto releases the seal, now having Kurama's entire chakra pool at his disposal. Kurama also getting rid of the curse mark placed on Naruto, as he isn't going to share his body with anyone else. But Naruto isn't going to be revealing, they can control 100% of Kurama's chakra to anyone for the time being. Only him and Jiraiya will know. The reason for this is, every village would fear Naruto's power. The Rinnegan and full power over the strongest tailed beast is a deadly combo, and could possibly lead to all the other villagers working together just to kill Naruto, and balance the scale to power. So, because of that, Naruto should only use that power in the most dire circumstances for the time being. So with that, Jiraiya would just help Naruto improve with his taijutsu, along with a couple other techniques. Jiraiya did think about trying to teach him Sage Mode, however even with the rapid growth he has seen in Naruto, he doesn't believe he could learn Sage Mode in time for the Chunin exams. So with that, we head to the exams. Naruto and Neji being the first up to fight one another, but this time, he can't change Neji's mind in the same way as canon. Naruto isn't a loser here. He isn't destined to be a loser. He has the most powerful dojutsu on the planet. Naruto has to question Neji's own beliefs, asking Neji how he was able to try kill Hinata if it was his destiny to protect the main branch. And instead of using himself as an example for a loser overcoming destiny, he uses Rock Lee. Yes, Lee may have lost to Gaara, but even Neji knows that Lee surpassed him while in the 5th gate. A shinobi who can't even use jutsu was able to surpass a member of the supposed strongest clan in the Leaf. But while doing this, Naruto is absolutely demolishing Neji in the fight. Naruto is his perfect counter. He is too fast for Neji to land any decisive blows, and even the few chakra points Neji is able to shut down, Kurama simply opens them again. Not only that, but when Neji does his ultimate defense, the palm rotation, Naruto outstretches his hand and he tries something. Kurama saw Naruto use one of the abilities of the Rinnegan, and since Naruto hasn't unlocked the others, he at least helped Naruto master the ability he could use for now, over the Universal Pull and Almighty Push. With that, Naruto uses Universal Pull to pull Neji out of the rotation, and straight towards them. Naruto then hitting Neji in the chest with a Rasengan that throws him into the wall of the stadium, and knocks him out. Naruto having to suppress himself as to not kill Neji. After that, the other fights play out the same, with Sasuke fighting Gaara and causing him to freak out, and the attack of Orochimaru in the Sand Village commences. Everything here goes as normal, up until Naruto vs Gaara. This time, Naruto would use his one-tail cloak to combat Gaara, and he actually easily overpowers him after doing this, which causes Gaara to do his full tail beast transformation, and in turn, Naruto summons Gamabunta, not wanting to use more of Kurama's power, as he promised Jiraiya he'd keep his friendship with Kurama secret. The fight from there on remains the same, Naruto still connecting to Gaara, as they were both Jinchuriki, and even though not everyone hated Naruto in this timeline, there were still plenty who did, and he could connect to Gaara in that way. From there, things yet again go similar, until the search for Tsunade arc. This time, Jiraiya promising to teach Naruto the massive Rasengan in order for him to come along, and once Itachi and Kisame confront Naruto, he is about to use 100% of Kurama's chakra for the first time to combat them, but Sasuke then arrives, and has his encounter with Itachi, before Jiraiya arriving and scaring the Akatsuki members away. We then move on to when Tsunade meets Naruto and Jiraiya. This time, when Tsunade and Naruto fight, Naruto nearly hits her with a Rasengan, but she smacked his hand into the air and punches him in the gut, knocking the wind out of him. Tsunade then has a go at Jiraiya for teaching some random kid the Rasengan, but then she becomes slightly more sober and realises he has the Rinnegan. Tsunade would be shocked, and would then make a similar deal with Naruto that she did in canon. However, this time, he needs to master the massive Rasengan, and once we head to the fight against Orochimaru and Kabuto, Naruto hits Kabuto with a massive Rasengan, which nearly kills him. Orochimaru would see Naruto there, and would rush towards him, but instead of trying to kill him, he would whisper into Naruto's ear that he can teach Naruto how to master the Rinnegan, and unlock all it has to offer. Naruto's eyes would widen, but Tsunade would then punch Orochimaru away, and Orochimaru and Kabuto would flee. Tsunade then giving Naruto the necklace of the first Hokage, and she heads back to the Leaf of Jiraiya and Naruto in order to become the Hokage. We now head to when Sasuke wakes up in the hospital and challenges Naruto, this time out of hatred for how weak Sasuke feels, even more so than canon. Naruto has always been ahead of him, and if Sasuke wants to kill Itachi, then he has to first be able to defeat Naruto. Naruto here would not want to fight Sasuke, but he realises there is no other choice, so he would agree to the battle, but be on the defense the entire time. And when Sasuke is about to attack Naruto with a Chidori, and Naruto is about to reflect with an almighty push, Kakashi grabs Naruto's arm and throws Sasuke into a water tank. Kakashi would then tell Sasuke that he could have killed Naruto, and this time, since he doesn't see the damage Naruto did to the other water tank, he might actually believe this, but it doesn't really matter either way, since the Sound 4 doesn't come to the village for Sasuke anyway, they come for Naruto. While Naruto is training at a lake, the Sound 4 would come to Naruto, and say that Orochimaru wants Naruto to come train under him. Naruto asks how he can trust Orochimaru when he said he can teach him to master the Rinnegan, and the Sound 4 tell him how Orochimaru used to work with the only other Rinnegan wielder currently alive, and he saw all of their abilities up close, and he studied them. If Naruto doesn't let Orochimaru help him master his abilities, he could end up not just hurting, but killing the people Naruto cares about on accident. Naruto knows they might be right, and it seems like Jiraiya doesn't know enough about the Rinnegan to help him, so he agrees. But he wants some time to gather his belongings, so they give him until the night. And this time, Naruto gathers his things, and writes a note, which he leaves on the table inside of his apartment. Naruto would then go off with the Sound 4, and since he doesn't have a curse mark, he doesn't need to sit in a basket. And Sakura doesn't know Naruto leaves the village, so there's no retrieval mission for Naruto. Only a couple days after Naruto left, Team 7 got worried that he wasn't showing up to missions, so they all went to Naruto's apartment, and after realizing it was unlocked, they walked inside, and Kakashi found the note Naruto left. In the note, Naruto says how he is going to train under Orochimaru to master the Rinnegan, to make sure he doesn't hurt any of them. He isn't on Orochimaru's side, and he doesn't trust him one bit. He'll leave the moment he can't teach him anything more. Sasuke is angry, thinking he could have stopped Naruto, but Kakashi knows there is nothing they could have done. Kakashi blames himself if anything. He should have been more aware on what was happening with his team. Once Jiraiya hears of this, he feels like he failed Naruto as a teacher, but Tsunade says that isn't the case. They just need to trust in Naruto and hope he will return. In the meantime, they need to make sure none of the enemy nations realise the Leaf Village no longer has the Nine Tails, or else another great ninja war could start. We would now have the time skip. Sasuke training under Kakashi during this time, mastering his Sharingan along with his Chidori variations, while Sakura still trained under Tsunade, but Naruto, fitted in a new cloak, has been training under Orochimaru and has mastered all of his Rinnegan abilities. Naruto is now learning the few things he has left to learn before he plans to take Orochimaru out, before he tries to steal Naruto's body, which Naruto did figure out during this time. Sasuke would just take Naruto's position in the Kazekage rescue arc, and since Sasuke isn't as strong as his Orochimaru absorbed version as of yet, he wouldn't be able to take on Deidara alone, which is why he would need the help of Kakashi, and Deidara would fake his own death. Sasori would be defeated in the same way as canon, leading to the Tenchi Bridge arc, where here, Sasuke would be the one to take on Orochimaru, but Sakura wouldn't be hurt here, since she isn't hit by a Four-Tailed attack, and during the battle with Sasuke, Orochimaru would have the clear edge, but decides to leave, taking Sai with him, who says Danzo sent him to do dealing with Orochimaru, and Orochimaru believes Sasuke and the others could be useful by taking out some more Akatsuki members, if left alone. Sai would eventually try to kill Naruto, since in Danzo's eyes, he's a rogue Jinchuriki, but this would ultimately fail, and eventually, Team 7 would encounter Naruto for the first time after the time skip. Sakura would note how attractive Naruto looks in this new drippy outfit, but now isn't the time to get flustered. It would look as if Team 7 and Naruto were about to fight. Sasuke and Sakura not knowing if Naruto has changed to the side of evil or not, but Orochimaru then appears, and once he does, Naruto quickly grabs onto him and steals his soul, placing him into the King of Hell. Kabuto would then flee, before Naruto can take care of him as well, and Naruto cheerfully would tell the group that he meant what he said on that note. He was never on Orochimaru's side. Team 7 are thankful, but Naruto says he can't return to the village just yet. The Akatsuki are after him, and returning to the village would just put it at risk. He must hunt them down and take them out one by one, including the other wielder of the Rinnegan, which he has heard about. Sasuke would join Naruto on this venture, wanting to find Itachi and kill him himself, and Sakura would try to join them, but Sasuke would tell Sakura it is best she returns to the village, Naruto agreeing as him and Sasuke head off. Team Taka wouldn't be formed here, since Naruto and Sasuke don't need more help to take on the Akatsuki. They simply begin their hunt and find their first Akatsuki member when Deidara confronts Naruto for killing Orochimaru before he could. And when he sees the brother of Itachi along with him, it just sweetens the deal. Naruto would allow Sasuke to take on Deidara alone at first, to see what level Sasuke is at, but once he realises Sasuke can't handle him alone, he quickly puts Deidara under Rinnegan Genjutsu and takes him out, Tobi running away, and Naruto says they can leave that moron for now. First, he needs to make Sasuke strong enough to actually be of help. Sasuke would be confused, when Naruto would place his hand on Sasuke's head, and suddenly would turn into a Tomoe Rinnegan. Naruto tells Sasuke about his friendship with Kurama, and once he used his full power for the first time, he unlocked his own true power within, gaining sun and moon symbols on his hands, along with truth-seeking orbs when using Kurama's power. But with the seals on his hands, he gained many abilities, one of which being able to give others some of his chakra. And now, Sasuke is a Rinnegan of his own, since Naruto gained all of the abilities of the Sage in the Six Paths, including his chakra supply. And Naruto even used a Genjutsu to show Sasuke how to use every one of Sasuke's new abilities within an instant in the real world. Sasuke and Naruto would soon after get word about Akatsuki members Hidan and Kakuzu being near the Leaf Village, so they would head back to the Land of Fire. And after taking care of them, Naruto showing off his Rasen Shuriken, which he learned training under Orochimaru, Itachi would then give word for Sasuke to come and have their final fight. Naruto would accompany Sasuke, waiting outside while Sasuke fought against Itachi, and here, Itachi has to try his hardest to stay alive. Sasuke may have a weaker base, alongside not having the curse mark or any of Orochimaru's moves, but the Tomoe Rinnegan is no joke, and with Itachi in the state he is in, he does actually have to try to make it a good fight, and in the end, Itachi would die to his illness, and a stamina drained Sasuke would be taken by Obito, while Naruto kills Kisame since he got bored of waiting. Pain would never attack the Leaf Village, since Naruto was never there. Instead, Pain and Konan would confront Naruto at a lake, and Naruto finally believes he will get a true challenge. But after hearing how Pain killed Jiraiya, Naruto would get enraged, using Six Paths KCM to completely blitz Konan, kicking straight through her, and he then completely obliterates all of the Paths of Pain instantly. Naruto would then calm down, reverting to base, and using his Rinnegan to find Pain's true location. and once he does, Naruto and Pain would have the same talk as in canon, which would convince Pain to trust in Naruto. However, since Pain would have no village to revive, he would instead use all of the chakra he has left in order to revive Jiraiya all the way in the Rain Village. Jiraiya waking up in the bottom of the river, and quickly using a reverse summoning to get out of there, so he can head back to the village and explain what happened. Konan would then take Pain's body, and Naruto would continue hunting the Akatsuki, now trying to save Sasuke as well, but he won't need saving. After Obito reveals the truth about Itachi to Sasuke, he awakens the Mangekyo in his non-Tomoe Rinnegan eye, but this doesn't mean he will work for Obito. He actually respects Itachi's dedication to the Leaf, and thinks of how Naruto remains loyal to the Leaf as well, so he chooses to leave, which Obito kind of has to allow, since with the power boost he got from unlocking the Mangekyo, along with already having the Tomoe Rinnegan, he couldn't beat Sasuke here. This would mean Obito would have to go fight Killer Bee himself, actually successfully capturing him this time, and feeding him to the Gedo Mazo. And after this, the Shinobi Alliance would be formed, but by this point, it would be too late. Obito would take a Rinnegan from Pain's corpse, and after killing Konan, he would then trick Kabuto into reviving Ginkaku and Kinkaku, so he could feed their part of the Nine Tails to the Gedo Mazo as well, creating the 10 Tails, which Obito would absorb into his body. The Shinobi Alliance wouldn't even know if they should risk attacking him, but then the sensory ninja tell them that Naruto and Sasuke are confronting him. The other Kage not believing they can stop Obito alone, but Tsunade believes they can, and she is absolutely right. Sasuke now had the perfect Susanoo, and Naruto has 6 paths KCM along with Rinnegan. It's a complete stomp. They would rip the tail beast out of Obito, and Zetsu would be seen trying to leave the scene, but Naruto would kill him. After this, Naruto and Sasuke would finally return to the village. Naruto seeing all of his friends again for the first time since he was a kid, and Sasuke reunites with everyone as well, after being away for some time. Naruto would tell Jiraiya about Nagato's redemption, and sacrifice in the end, which would make Jiraiya happy. And Sasuke and Sakura would finally get together, after Sasuke kills Danzo. And this time, their relationship would actually make more sense, since they would have actually spent a lot of time together during the time skip. And Naruto and Hinata may eventually get together as well, but that's hard to say. Either way, Naruto here washes Toneri, even though he only has half the 9 tails. He still retains 6 paths KCM, and has infinite truth-seeking orbs, probably even learning Sage Mode by this time as well, so he has 6 paths Sage Mode KCM. And putting that with the Rinnegan and the full stage of 6 paths chakra, along with his abilities, Naruto is very overpowered. Momoshiki will get washed if he even shows up, since Kaguya never got resurrected, and if Boruto does exist, he could still get the karma marking. Naruto is already basically an Otsutsuki, so he doesn't really need it. But yeah, I'm not really going to go further than that. Naruto and Sasuke tag team would just stomp. Even Ishiki, that's how busted Naruto is here. He wouldn't even need Baryon mode, and if he did use it, it would just be wasting Kurama's life. So, I'm going to end the series here. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and if you did, then make sure to subscribe, like, and comment to help me in the algorithm. I want to give a huge shout out to the channel members for the support, and with that out of the way, hope to see you all in the next series. Goodbye guys.
Hey everyone, it's me Goku. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to my friend Sacred Saiyan on YouTube. Thank you all for watching.